everyone, it's Erin Gabriella. I hope you're doing amazing. Welcome to the Elemental Weather Report for May 2024. I know it's already the 10th. I've had the craziest 10 days and it's just a wild and crazy 2024. So it's just been extremely challenging, but I did want to get this weather report out. So let's just jump in. The dominant element for May is fire. So much fire that it's almost out of control. So this could potentially lead to some problems if it's channeled the wrong way, but if you follow the advice in the weather report, you'll be absolutely fine. I'm getting the image of sparks flying. So if you've ever seen someone put that like a buzz saw on metal and the sparks that fly as the metal is cut, that's the vision I'm getting. So it really feels like the fire energies are getting extremely intense, so intense that they're reaching like very high heats, like the kind of heats that you would need to melt metal. And I believe that this is going to be one of the most intense months of the year, emotionally, financially, and psychologically. I just think we're going to be so tested in every single way possible, especially in any areas of weakness or any areas that we've been struggling with up until this point. So if you've been having emotional roller coasters, it's going to be more intense in May. If you've been having financial issues, it could either come to a head. In May or be resolved in May. It could also be romance. So if you're struggling in romance, you could see a resolution there or maybe a new romance coming in. But it could also be a sign of intense turmoil or maybe relationships breaking up because of just the intensity. So anything that's not meant for you in the romantic sense will immediately fall away in May. Boundaries are so needed, as well as taking accountability and speaking your truth powerfully. May is a month where you'll be tested greatly in an area of weakness. And I know that this is vague, but we all have areas that we struggle in or have been struggling in, at least for the past couple months. And whatever those areas are, they will come to a head in May. And fearlessness and boldness are going to be your greatest friends. So being fearless and being bold will lead to the great expansion and breakthrough that you need to really tackle whatever issues and challenges that you'll inevitably face in May. So make sure to stare your fear in the face and just tackle it head on. May is really the month where you need to dive into and ground into the iron elements. Connect with iron either through meditation or physically holding or working with iron. You can meditate on an iron bed. You can hold an item object if you have it, or just visualize iron and really embody the energy and the grit of that metal, because this is what you're going to be needing to tap into to have the strength and the ballsiness to push forward into something new and great this year or this month. On the negative side, extreme shadow side, of course, war energy is possible in the extreme. So we could see a global explosion in terms of war energy or armed conflict, especially in the East or Middle East specifically. But in your personal life, this could look like arguments, fighting, especially if there's a misunderstanding or communication breakdown. I've already seen people erupting into like a rage. And it doesn't surprise me if that will continue throughout May, especially with people who they don't express themselves very well, they don't communicate very well. You could see a lot of explosions from some more emotionally immature people in May, and even more anger with yourself, anger towards yourself, or anger towards others. So expect that fire energy to be present in the positive and the negative. So ultimately, advice for May, I'm getting the old quote, iron sharpens iron, which means that we get stronger through opposition and interacting with people and situations that challenge us. So welcome in any challenges in May. See it as a blessing from the universe to help you get stronger instead of falling into victim mode and complaining about how your life isn't going the way that you want it to go. As the old saying goes, I'm being inundated with cliche sayings, but this is another good one. Calm seas never made a skilled sailor. So May is the month where it's really a sink or swim moment. You really just have to, pull your, I don't know, your panties up or whatever. I was going to say your belt, but pull your panties up and really just get to work and tackle whatever your issues are in a practical, grounded, logical manner. This is really not the month for airy, fairy, dreamy, ungrounded approaches or thinking. It's very, do it in the way that makes the most logical sense. Like, this is the month for that. And cool it down where you can with some water. So, literally take a dip in the ocean or a lake. Take a bath, work with ice packs to calm your nervous system. Anything with water is really going to help you. Drinking more water, I don't know about you, but for the towards the end of April into May, I have been so unbelievably thirsty. I always want water all the time. And I think that's my body's way of also working to regulate all this fire energy. So if you need to drink more water, now is the time to do that as well, and ground into your feminine. It's the feminine energies of compassion and grace that will help you to navigate the masculine fire energies that are coming in this month. Channel forgiveness, feminine fortitude, and compassion through the elements of water and earth. Mud, especially, is going to be a very specific element of earth this month. Maybe because mud is an even blend of earth and water, so it's going to give you that perfect mix of water and earth. So if you are very literal in your grounding efforts, you can walk through mud or play in mud if you like doing that. I haven't, but it kind of looks cool on my YouTube, so maybe that's a thing. You could step in some mud. You could just tune into the elemental nature of mud through meditation. So envision yourself, yeah, as a seed in mud and it's sprouting into a lotus flower or something like that. Or you could literally just be bougie and get a mud wrap or something like that and meditate through the mud wrap. Anywhere that you can just tap into the energies of mud would really be helpful. And I know it sounds strange, but really that is kind of the perfect elemental blend that you would need to ground, cool, and soothe that fire energy. And mud puts out fire pretty easily, sometimes even better than like water itself, depending on the size of the fire. So that is the weather report for May. It's just a lot of fire. It's going to be a very challenging month, but you're definitely tougher than your challenges, and it's just time to really just bulldoze directly through your challenges in a very logical, kind of earthbound way. This just isn't a very airy fairy month. It's very much boots on the ground, taking the hard steps that you need to take. So I hope you guys are doing amazing. I'm honestly exhausted. I've flown over several time zones. I'm just so tired, and I still have to, you know, get my financial situation in order. So there's just so much stress, but I just I don't have any choice but to move forward and move upwards. And that's kind of where a lot of us are at this point, where we're kind of backed up against the wall, and the only thing we could do was just move out of the corner and just kind of back into a new space. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much. And I do want to get back to ritual work. Again, it's been a really challenging spring, so I've been bouncing around so much. But the next thing that I want to do is I'll get an Akashic record reading out, but I really want to prioritize another ritual. I just miss making them. And I look forward to coming up with something for you. So I love you and thanks so much.